All right, welcome to another post-Labor Day iSocial Talks. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful, relaxing weekend. My post today is actually about my weekend. So those of you that follow me on social, or if you're friends with me and know that I've had a passion and love for Dave Matthews Band, I had a unplugged vacation, unplugged weekend scheduled as my wife and I, my brother and sister-in-law, went to the Gorge up in Washington and went to see Dave Matthews play. So it was 3 days of camping. And I kind of blogged about it and talked about it a little bit before I left, as that I was planning on doing a unplugged vacation. And it's something that I've always read about. People talk about the need, the importance, and I had lots of people reaching out to me saying, "Good for you, Brian. You needed it. You don't ever unplug." And so it was an interesting experiment for me, since I'm someone that is always permanently connected to my Apple device one way or the other, as well as someone that is a big geek for different tools, using my Pebble Watch and other things that I like to utilize. And I'm working on a blog post, and someone asked me, "Brian, what was your 3 takeaways from your digitally unplugged vacation?" And I thought that was an interesting approach, and so I'm just going to hit those 3 things now, so keep this nice and short, and then I will hit the other topics and overall opinion of the weekend, and even include some of my amazing pictures from the time. But my top 3 takeaways are, when you think about work-life balance, or social in your regular life, or online and offline life balance, I think too often we focus about how they're 2 completely different worlds, instead of focusing on how the 2 of them make each other worlds better. One of the things I learned this weekend is that as I was preparing for the weekend, I plan on using, since this is also my phone and doubles as a picture-taking device, which I take lots of pictures of my kids and events, that I have a 16 gig, which is a mistake. That's first tip. Don't do that. Get a bigger space for your smartphone. But I was taking off different notifications, different apps that I knew I wouldn't be using when I was digitally disconnected, since there'd be no Wi-Fi and very limited signal. And I really noticed that, man, I hadn't done a good job cleaning up my apps on my phone. And I also noticed that I had a lot of notifications and a lot of things that were set up that would have, I guess, eliminated me from being able to be unplugged. But I also realized I don't even need those things. So my first takeaway is that although you're digitally unplugging, we think that's the answer. The digital unplugged vacations that's a big step. It's like a vacation. How many vacations do you get a year? Rather than thinking about unplugging all the time, we should make it a point. And it's a calendar invite that I set up today when I came in this morning, is every 2 weeks I'm going to modify, tweak, and adjust my notification settings. That includes email, includes pop-ups, includes everything in my life from a digital perspective that alerts me, because too often those are the distractions that we associate that we need to be taken away from. So that would be my first tip, is really focus on notifications and the distractions, not really digital as a whole as a distraction. Number 2 was, it was really refreshing to be able to kind of enjoy and be in the moment. But at the same time, I'm at a live event. There's lots of people there, 22,000 people on Saturday night. I couldn't communicate or engage with all of them, and although I was slightly deviating from the unplugged weekend where I was sharing my pictures onto online, I was not going on and browsing, or if I would have been having a plugged-in vacation, I would have searched the DMV as a hashtag or the event hashtag, or I would have followed people that were at the event so that I can engage, and actually probably would have met more people, probably would have had a better time in person if I had been able to utilize those tools to meet and greet more people online. So I won't say that being unplugged made my in-person experience better in real life, because I think I missed out on some of those opportunities to meet new people and engage, and maybe it would have been I would have found them online, met and hung out with them on the weekend, and then connected and been friends via social from now until the time moving forward. And third takeaway from the digital unplugged weekend was that checking Twitter every morning, being on Facebook every day, scrolling my news feed, seeing my pop-ups, and always having to check out my notifications isn't needed. I didn't miss it that much this weekend. I missed knowing what my friends were doing. I'm paying for the amount of work and amount of social engagement that I kind of missed over the weekend, including a slide share of mine, my humble brag, and Brian Kramer's post today, but my SlideShare being featured by on SlideShare over the weekend got lots of plays and lots of engagements and questions to me, so I spent a lot of the day replying and kind of engaging. But it wasn't something that I felt like I needed a vacation from. I just needed to do a better job of managing it. That means customizing my notifications, going into airplane mode when I know that I get an hour with my daughters before they go to sleep. It means setting up the notifications that I want to be interrupted for, and then using things like email notification or social listening tools to send me a report at the end of the day or at the end of the week on these other things, instead of having them pop up as notifications, or what I like to call distractions. So look for my blog post coming soon. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this iSocial Talks kind of recap of my unplugged vacation. I'll share some more tips, tricks, and actually some of the things that I did on my notifications, and even a couple apps that you would be shocked to hear I probably won't be installing again because I didn't really miss them. That's all I have for now. Keep your questions coming. Subscribe to iSocial Talks down below, and I will be back with you tomorrow. Cheers.